Hey, how you doing? This is Trader Joe's. I'm just doing another video today. I just figured I would show you how I strop. Basically, what I've been doing is the way I do it. I've learned from either observation of other people on YouTube, or I've had a few conversations with Kylie Harrison in New Zealand about how to strop. And what I've found is initially, when you're setting up the angle for how you're gonna strop, I have the strop I use I got on eBay from some guy who makes them as a hobby, and I use a strop that's kind of a suede kind of a strop, and I don't overload it with the compound. And it's got the way the guy makes it, he writes, coarse on one side and fine on the other. There's no difference between the leather on either side, except that it depends upon how you apply the compound. So I put the dark compound on the coarse side, obviously. The guy also makes these compounds. I guess he must have a mold or something like that. And it seems like it's fine quality. For like $5, you get this strop and the compound. It's not bad, So I lightly apply some compound to the strop, and then I take the knife. In this case, I'm using the cKc. Zoom out a little bit. The cKc 1, and at first I put it on top of the wood, and then I go back and forth, gently raising the spine up until I find a point where it starts to dig into the wood, where I encounter some resistance. You can even tell that there's a little bit of wood on there. So I just do this until I find the angle. Once I find that angle, I keep it the same, and I just bring it over to the strop, and I start at the heel, and I kind of drag across, trying to go towards the tip. And then when I get near the tip, I raise the handle up, and I just keep conscious of the angle of the tip as I go. So do this a few times. Say, I don't always count, but sometimes, let's say I'll do like 20 times like this. And I'm not applying a great amount of pressure, but I am applying pressure. So I'll do this, let's say 20 times. And this is on the coarse side, of course. And then, before I switch sides, I'll just take the knife and I'll just gently rest it on the wood, and I'll just drag it back along the edge. With the idea of knocking off that wire edge that may have developed. And now I'm going to do the other side. Do the same thing until I feel it start to dig in. Right there, starting to dig in. You can see the wood on the end of the blade. Right. And now I know the angle. I start and I do the same thing. And I do it about 20 times, say. Could be any amount of times you want, And then once in a while, I'll just, after I knock off that edge, let's do this a few times. I'll just feel it with my finger. And you can feel if it's sharp, not pressing too hard, and as you drag your fingernail over it, you can see it makes little lines in the fingernail. But I know it's getting there, And then I'm going to change it over. I like to do it on top of a paper towel or something, so that I can try to get some of that excess compound off. Because when I switch this side to the white compound, I don't want, you can see that there's some black compound on here. That's from, using it on the strop. There's probably been a little bit on there. But I figure if I can get some of it off, I can preserve the compound without contaminating this one too much. Do the same thing until I feel it digging in. And this side I don't apply as much, but I am applying some pressure. Do the same thing. Sometimes I put my finger on the side too. Again, this knife is the prototype knife, so I really like the design of it. It's got like a, this one happens to have a slight recurve to it, I guess, because he did use these in a number of his videos, and he bashed it a bit, and he probably resharpened it a few times. You can see there's a nick. Let me see if this is in frame or not. Let's see. Catching the ISO. I'm not a good camera guy, but it's got like a little nick on there, and then it's got like a slight recurve to it. See? I kind of like, I like a knife with a little bit of a recurve in here. Now I could do the same thing with the Izula I used earlier on the other video, and do the same thing. Go back to the black. I'm sure this is the most intense video. It'll probably become like a viral video or something. Same thing. Slowly raise it up, like a little stuff to dig in. This angle feels a little higher than that one. It's probably just the angle of the bevel. I can see there's some powder forming on here from when I was doing it. So, I usually have like another piece of paper towel, and I use the white a little bit. I don't overload it, like I said. I mean, I've seen Waco Virtual Voice. Like I have the same strop he has, but I think just a little bit of compound seems to be sufficient. I don't want to make it too caked on. Oh, what am I doing? Just cleaning it off a little bit. I tell you, Waco's videos are awesome. The Virtual Voice, Virtual Vice. The way he does that stuff is really. I wish I had his ability to film what I do. You can probably tell from my other videos. I'm not a professional bushcrafter, obviously. I'm into this as a hobby, and I'm Italian American and Sicilian actually, and there seems to be a fascination with people from my background that have with knives. They always say like Sicilians are cutthroats and stuff, but I don't know. I've always really liked knives. I just only recently got back into it, so. Unfortunately, I always have my available test bed here. Let's just find an area that has hair on it. You can see the hairs. I could do a little bit better on this one. But this one comes to really, really sharp. So in this area here, let's see if I'm in the camera or not. Okay. This area here. Look at that. Look how that just peels off. So this one seems to get a lot sharper. It must be because of that angle, I got to work on that with this one. But so that's it. And so now these are both You know, I mean, this one is particularly scalpel sharp, as they say. You know, and I don't know if I can see the textures here. I was trying to show, you know, the micarta. I like it. I like the feel of it. I'm thinking of asking him to, in the next few nights, I've ordered a couple of those D2s that are going to be coming out, and I want this to be a little bit trimmed down a little bit. It's nice, you know, but under the shirt when I'm at work, I really would rather have less of a imprinting on the shirt with, you know, the knife. Even though it's fine, fits the hand nice, but I think a little thinner, you know, maybe along the lines of something like that, you know, like a little bit. And I think it would hide a little better, you know, because you know, from my like what his philosophy on the presence of a knife on you at all times. This way, when the scenario occurs that that you need it for survival, if you have it on you, you're likely to use it when you need to survive. If you don't have it with you, what good is it? You know, so if it's too big, you're not going to wear it, and then you could be in that situation and you get screwed. So I figured, you know, if it's thin enough to be hidden well and doesn't cause anyone to notice it or anything, and it doesn't look funny on you, then you're likely to have it. So that's my take on it. Okay? Alright, so this is Trader Joe's, and have a good day.